Alwin. Lopez Jarreau is an American jazz singer. Background: Jarreau was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the fifth of 6 children. His website refers to Reservoir Avenue, the name of the street where he lived. His father was a Seventh-day Adventist church minister and singer, and his mother was a church pianist. He and his family sang together in church concerts and in benefits, and he and his mother performed at PTA meetings. He was student council president and Badger Boys state delegate for Lincoln High School, going on to Ripon College, where he also sang with a group called the Indigos. Jarreau graduated in 1962 with a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology. He went on to earn a master's degree in vocational rehabilitation from the University of Iowa, worked as a rehabilitation counselor in San Francisco, and moonlighted with a jazz trio headed by George Duke. In 1967, he joined forces with acoustic guitarist Julio Martinez. The duo became the star attraction at a small Sausalito nightclub called Gatsby's. This success contributed to Jarreau's decision to make professional singing his life and full-time career. Going full-time, in 1968, Jarreau made jazz his primary occupation. In 1969, Jarreau and Martinez headed south, where Jarreau appeared in such Los Angeles hotspots as Dino's, The Troubadour, and Bitter End West. Television exposure came from Johnny Carson, Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin, Dinah Shore, and David Frost. He expanded his nightclub appearances performing at the Improv between the acts of such rising star comics as Bette Midler, Jimmy Walker, and John Belushi. During this period, he became involved with the United Church of Religious Science and the Church of Scientology, but he is no longer affiliated with Scientology. Also, roughly at the same time, he began writing his own lyrics, finding that his Christian spirituality began to impact his work. In 1975, Jarreau was working with pianist Tom Canning when he was spotted by Warner Brothers Records. He sang on the first season of Saturday Night Live episode 13, 1975, hosted by Peter Boyle. Soon thereafter released his critically acclaimed debut album, We Got By, which catapulted him to international fame and garnered him a German Grammy Award. A second German Grammy would follow with the release of his second album, Glow. One of Jarreau's most commercially successful albums is Breakin' Away, which includes the hit song We're in This Love Together. He wrote and performed the Grammy-nominated theme to the 1980s American television show Moonlighting. Among other things, he is well known for his scat singing and the ability to imitate conventional guitar, bass, and percussive instrumentation. He was also a featured vocalist on USA for Africa's We Are the World, in which he sang the line, "And so we all must lend a helping hand." Another charitable media event, HBO's Comic Relief, featured Al in a duet with Natalie Cole singing the song Mr. President, written by Joe Sterling, Mike Loveless and Ray Reach. Jarreau took an extended break from recording in the 1990s. As he explained in an interview with Jazz Review, "I was still touring, in fact, I toured more than I ever had in the past, so I kept in touch with my audience. I got my symphony program underway, which included my music and that of other people too, and I performed on the Broadway production of Grease. I was busier than ever. For the most part, I was doing what I have always done, perform live. I was shopping for a record deal and was letting people know that there is a new album coming. I was just waiting for the right label, but I toured more than ever." In 2003, Jarreau and conductor Larry Baird collaborated on symphony shows around the United States, with Baird arranging additional orchestral material for Jarreau's shows. He has toured and performed with numerous musicians, including Joe Sample, Chick Corea, Kathleen Battle, Miles Davis, David Sanborn, Rick Braun, and George Benson. He also performed the role of the teen angel in a 1996 Broadway production of Grease. On March 6, 2001, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, at 7083 Hollywood Boulevard on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and La Brea Avenue. Al Jarreau appeared in a duet with American Idol finalist Paris Bennett during the Season 5 finale and on Celebrity Duet singing with actor Cheech Marin. In 2010, Al Jarreau is a guest on the new Umia Diodato album, with the song Double Face written by Nicolosi Al Jarreau. The song is produced by the Italian company Nicolosi Productions. On February 16, 2012, he was invited to the famous Italian Festival di Sanremo to sing with the Italian group Masha Bazaar. Personal life: Jarreau has been married twice. His first marriage, to Phyllis Hall, lasted from 1964 to 1968. His second wife was model Susan Player, whom he married in 1977. Jarreau and Player have one adult son together, Ryan. It was reported on July 23, 2010 that Jarreau was critically ill at a hospital in France, while in the area to perform a concert at nearby Barcelonnette, and was being treated for respiratory problems and cardiac arrhythmias. He was taken to the intensive care unit at Gap late on July 22, 2010. Jarreau was conscious, in a stable condition and in the cardiology unit of La Timone Hospital in Marseille, the Marseille Hospital Authority said. He was expected to remain there for about a week for tests. In June 2012, Jarreau was diagnosed with pneumonia, which caused him to cancel several concerts in France. Since then, Jarreau has made a full recovery and continues to tour extensively. In 2009, children's author Carmen Rubin published the story Ashti Meets Birdman Al, inspired by the music of Al Jarreau. He wrote the foreword for the book and reads from it across the world. Both Al and Carmen work together to promote literacy and the importance of keeping music alive in children. Books are available on iTunes and www.carmenrubin.com. Discography: Albums, 1975, We Got by US number 209, 1976, Glow US number 132, R&B No A30, Jazz number 9, 1978, All Fly Home US number 78, R&B number 27, Jazz number 2, 1980, This Time US number 27, R&B number 6, Jazz number 1, 1981, Breaking Away US number 9, R&B number 1, Jazz number 1, UK number 60, 1983, Jarreau US number 13, R&B number 4, Jazz number 1, UK number 39, 1984, High Crime US number 49, R&B number 12, Jazz number 2, UK number 81, 1986, Ellis for Lover US number 81, R&B number 30, Jazz number 9, UK number 45, 1988, Hearts Horizon US number 75, R&B number 10, Jazz number 1, 1992, Heaven and Earth US number 105, R&B number 30, Jazz number February 2000, Tomorrow Today US number 137, R&B number 43, Jazz number 1, 2002, All I Got US number 137, R&B number 43, Jazz number 3, 2004, Accentuate the Positive, Jazz number 6, 2006, Giving It Up US number 58, R&B number 14, Jazz number 1, 2008, Christmas, Jazz number 5, Live Albums, 1977, Look to the Rainbow US number 49, R&B number 19, Jazz number 5, 1984, In London US number 125, R&B number 55, Jazz number 10. Sometimes titled Live in London. 1994, Tenderness US number 114, R&B number 25, Jazz number 2. Recorded live in a studio in front of an invited audience. Compilations, recorded after 1975, 1996, Best of Al Jarreau Jazz No A8, 2008, Love Songs, 2009, The Very Best of Al Jarreau, An Excellent Adventure, recorded before 1974, after Jarreau's breakthrough in 1975. An almost unaccountable number of compilations of earlier recordings from 1965 to 1973 have emerged, including some or all of the following songs: songs by Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on Me, Use Me, Kissing My Love, Grandma's Hands, You, Lonely Town, Lonely Street, The Same Love. That Made Me Laugh, songs by Al Green, Living for You, Call Me, Here I Am 359, Let's Get Married, Let's Stay Together, You Ought to Be With Me, Love and Happiness, Tired of Being Alone, Look What You've Done for Me, I'm Still in Love with You, songs by various composers, My Favorite Things, Stockholm Suiten, A Sleeping Bee, The Masquerade Is Over, Sophisticated Lady, Joey, 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 Come Rain or Come Shine, One Note Samba, compilations. Following list is a sampling of compilations, composed of the songs recorded before 1974. 1982, 1965. 1983, The Masquerade Is Over, 1984, Al Jarreau, 1985, You, 1985, Ain't No Sunshine, 1985, Sings Bill Withers, 1995, Living for You. Songs by Al Green. 1998, Tribute to Bill Withers, 1998, Improvisations. Also released the same year by Synergy on two separate discs named Improvisations Album 1 and Improvisations Album 2. These albums contain all the songs recorded before 1974, as listed above. 2001, This One's For You, 2001, Ain't No Sunshine, 2002, One Note Samba, 2003, Best of Al Jarreau, 2005, My Favorite Things, 2009, Tribute to Al Green, 2010, Tribute to Al Green. Several of the compilations listed above have different titles and/or year of release, even though they contain the same songs. For example, 1965 equals The Masquerade Is Over equals One Note Samba. You equals Ain't No Sunshine equals Sings Bill Withers equals Tribute to Bill Withers equals This One's For You equals Ain't No Sunshine. Living for You equals Tribute to Al Green. Singles, 1976, Rainbow in Your Eyes a Euro R&B No A 92, 1977, Take 5 a Euro R&B No A 91, 1978, Thinking About It 2 a Euro R&B No A 55, 1980, Distracted a Euro R&B No A 61, 1980, Gimme What You Got a Euro R&B No A 63, 1980, Never Giving Up a Euro R&B No A 26, 1981, We're in This Love Together a Euro US No. A15, R&B No A6 UK number A55, 1982, Breaking Away a Euro US No A43, R&B No A25, 1982, Teach Me Tonight a Euro US No A70, R&B No A51, 1982, Your Precious Love, duet with Randy Crawford a Euro R&B No A16, 1982, Roof Garden, 1983, Boogie Down a Euro US No A77, R&B No A9 UK number A63, 1983. Morning a Euro US No A21, R&B No A6 UK number A28, 1983, Trouble in Paradise a Euro US No A63, R&B No A66 UK number A36, 1984, After All a Euro US No A69, R&B No A26, 1985, Raging Waters a Euro R&B No A42, 1986, L is for Lover a Euro R&B No A42, 1986, Tell Me What I Gotta Do a Euro R&B No A37, 1986, The Music of Goodbye, duet with Melissa Manchester a Euro AC No A16, 1987, Moonlighting a Euro US No A23, R&B No R&B UK No A8 AC number 1, 1988, So Good R&B No A2, 1989, All of My Love a Euro R&B No A69, 1989, All or Nothing at All a Euro R&B No A59. 1992, Blue Angel a Euro R&B No A74, 1992, It's Not Hard to Love You a Euro R&B No A36, 2001, In My Music, Soundtrack Inclusions, 1982, Girls Know How, In American Movie Night Shift, 1984, Moonlighting, and Since I Fell for You, In American Television Show Moonlighting, 1984, Boogie Down, In American Movie Break-In, 1986, The Music of Goodbye, duet with Melissa Manchester, In American Movie Out of Africa, 1989, Never Explain Love, In American Movie Do the Right Thing, 1992, Blue Skies, in American movie Glenn Ross, guest appearances, 1978, Hot News Blues from Secret Agent Chick Corea, 1979, Little Sunflower from The Love Connection Freddie Hubbard, 1983, Bet Carr Say That to All the Girls from Bet Carr Say That to All the Girls Sister Sledge, 1985, We Are the World from We Are the World USA for Africa US No A1, R&B No A1 UK number A1, 1986, Since I Fell for You from Double Vision Bob James and David Sanborn, 1987, Day by Day from City Rhythms Shack Attack, 1997, Girl from Ipanema, and Waters of March from A Twist of Jobim Lee Rita Now, 2010, Whisper Not from New Time, New Tet Benny Golson, Awards, Grammy Awards, Hall of Fame, Honorary Degrees, References. External links, Official website, audio interview with Al Jarreau on the Soda Jacaron Songwriting Podcast. Al Jarreau performs You Don't See Me on the WGBH series, Say Brother. Al Jarreau 2006 interview with George Benson on Sidewalks Entertainment. Al Jarreau 2006 SmoothViews.com interview. Al Jarreau 2011 CT.com interview. Grammy Awards, Honorary Degree Recipients, Honorary Doctorate, Hollywood Walk of Fame, SoulMusic.com.